What up, world? It's your boy Trees Shrimp signing on, screaming, go get the money. I hope we all off to a positive and productive start. On today's episode of the Hot Seat Podcast, we got a very special guest. This woman is an entrepreneur, graphic and web designer, brand consultant, product developer. If I can describe her in 2 words, it would be brand guru. But if I can describe her in 1, it would be sister, my only sister, baby sister, Jennifer in the building, AKA Amazon Monroe. Give it up, yeah. So I'm super excited to have you on today's episode, Jen. And like I said, there was plenty of titles that you came along with. So the first thing I want to get into is the entrepreneur part. Recently you launched a skin care line. I think it's FemTonic is the name of it. Mm-hmm. Before we get into FemTonic, I want to just ask you one question. What was your motivation and inspiration for becoming an entrepreneur? Like, you know, what got you headed in that direction?
Well, I've always been a person that was curious about learning, and I always get bored with things that don't challenge me, and entrepreneurship challenged me. I was able to learn a lot of things, and just being able to have the freedom to create products and services that are unique to me and my purpose and passion, that motivated me. So I feel like entrepreneurship chose me because it just came natural for me.
Dope. Becoming an entrepreneur to me means that you're not willing to settle for a 9-to-5 and go work and just make somebody else's dreams come possible. You're willing to kind of struggle it out and figure it out the process in order to become your own boss, essentially.
Right.
Like is what to me what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So with the FemTonic line, it's a skincare line. Tell us a little bit about that and how it got started, how you came up with the name, and the whole concept for everything.
Well, FemTonic is my brand. Just having sensitive skin and liking everything girly, like Bath and Body Works and perfumes and lotions and scrubs and stuff. I wasn't able to use those things, so I decided to create a lane to where I would create natural and plant-based products so that all women can feel comfortable about the things they put on their body.
Right.
And you know, this new era is going into more natural and vegan things.
Right, yeah.
So I wanted to provide a solution and make things girly, cute, and fun, but make it all natural, plant-based, using herbs, essential oils, and extracts that actually make you beautiful, feel beautiful, but you're not scared about what's going on your
about
skin.
the reactions or what, you know, long term.
The words
right.
and the ingredients. So yeah.
Right. I like that. Okay, so with this line, I see you brought a couple of your products, which is super dope. Right here, the FemTonic. I love this packaging too. FemTonic Sugar Baby Whip Body Polish. Okay. Birkins and berries. I'm considering that's probably the flavor going off this color of it, and it cleanses and exfoliates. All natural, vegan friendly, and cruelty free.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, so tell us a little bit about this product. How you know, because you actually create these products on your own.
Right.
So there had to be a lot of trial and error to figure out what to use, especially since you're trying to stay plant-based, vegan, you know. So tell us a little bit about that process and how you're actually coming up with those.
Well, formulating Sugar Baby body polish, it starts off with a whipped soap base.
Okay.
So that's the cleansing in it. So it foams up, so it's kind of like a 3-in-1 product. So it moisturizes, it cleanses, and it exfoliates to give you glowing and smooth skin.
Okay.
So it's just not something that you can just do overnight.
Right.
It's a process of mixing and coming up with that formula, testing out how it works in the shower, how it works on different skin types, how it holds up. So that was kind of a process for me because I just wasn't getting it to the consistency where it was aesthetically appealing and also works in the shower. So it just took some time, but I finally got the formula down and I'm confident in it.
Dope. Okay, so that's what I like to hear, because I feel like anything great takes a little time.
Yeah.
And to hear that you put that much work into the product is dope. And what I also want to say, because I hear you talking about the ladies a lot.
Yeah.
I need to know, because the brothers want the smooth and the shiny skin too.
Yeah.
You do have products for men too, or these are products that men can use as well, right? Or these flavors, I don't know about the Birkin Berries for the brothers.
I'm going to be releasing my men's line. It's going to have products that help exfoliate. I'm going to have men's beard wash, beard oil, beard balm, and things that appeal to men and make them feel confident as well.
So this one right here is a creme brulee body oil.
Yes.
Nourish Plus Grow. It has natural oils in it. Olive oil, sunflower, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, castor oil. With the
if you shake it up, it's a little razzle dazzle.
You know what I mean? Got me feeling like I'm on the most expensive vest right now. You see the gold flakes, don't? I love this packaging. One thing that I think is pretty awesome about your brand too is not only do you take the time to master and come up with these formulas, but this packaging is what you do as well.
Right.
So you designed all your logos and everything. Is this another one similar to this one, or okay?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the Playgirl.
Oh, okay. Different flavor. All right, same kind of thing. I love it. So you can get the purple or the pink.
I have 4 flavors.
Okay. Right here, man, you know.
That's my thank you card.
Suspect to that. So yeah, I'm probably gonna just keep all of these FemTonic brands, you know what I'm saying, make a beautiful gift for somebody. Man, so outside of these products you're showing here, you said you got some beard oils, beard wash, and other things going. On the entrepreneurial side, what else would you say that you have in the near future that you're really working on or have a passion to kind of get out there?
Well, part of FemTonic is actual feminine care, so it's going to be plant-based feminine care for women. I'm going to be moving into supplements and teas and also sea moss gel, because I feel as though what you put inside your body is important as what you put outside of your body. Okay. So my brand just pushes wellness, mental health, empowering women just to be their best selves, soften up, you know, fall in love with themselves so that they can be healthy enough to be partners, wives, and just women in this world that are doing great things while looking good.
So basically what I'm hearing from you is that this is a whole health line for not only beauty, but your health, positivity, and it's actually gonna produce a positive flow in your lifestyle. Right. Is what it is. You look good, you feel good, and you produce. So I think that's insanely dope. Fellas, this type of stuff makes great gifts. So I just want to let y'all know, if you do want your lady, if your lady's a little rough around the edges, I'm just saying. You know, you ain't got to tell nobody. Just get the products, and without saying a word, slide it to her and encourage her to use these things. You know what I'm saying? She needs the sugar baby with body polish. She ain't got no polish. She ain't been polished in a while. So get some of that, man. It's going to cleanse and exfoliate. And when you rub on her, she be feeling nice and soft. Get her some of these oils. You know what I mean? This oil right here, these oils are essential oils that you can use anywhere, essentially anywhere. Your hair, your body, your nails, your cuticles, all of that stuff. Yep. So shout out to FemTonic, man. You want to tell them your app? You have Instagram, social media, or how can they get in touch with you? How can they get the product?
So on Instagram is at FemTonic. That's FemTonic. Just go ahead and follow us. We have humor over there, quotes, wellness. We're teaching you different ways to stay healthy, create smoothies, and just live a dope life and have that reflected by your skin and just your overall being. So
health is wealth. I love it, man. I love what you're doing. salute to FemTonic. Y'all make sure y'all get in on that ASAP. Yeah, so being that, obviously, you're my sister, and I seen you go through this journey of entrepreneurship. One of the things that I admire most, because I'm just not good with it, and that's the computer stuff, the technology. And that's where I kind of compare us, like Black Panther and his sister. So you're Shuri and I'm T'Challa. Yeah. Because I can go out there and physically get it done, and you're like the brains behind the operation. Yeah. Which brings me into your next brand, Global Eminence, which is all geared towards graphic design, web design, your brand consultant, etc. Being that we are siblings, right, and grew up together, I've seen you do some amazing stuff. So when it comes to graphic design and web design, how did you figure that out on your own? You're basically self-taught.
Yeah, I am self-taught. Always, even growing up, I used to get in trouble for, I'm supposed to be cleaning up, I'm in there reading a book. So it's like, take the book from Jen, and then maybe she'll get something done.
She'll lock herself in the bathroom when it was time to put the groceries away.
Right.
She'd hide out. She can remember numbers and read books. But she ain't cleaning up if she don't have to.
Right.
That's true.
So yeah, I just get bored easily with things, and I don't just go to like TV or anything like that. My go-to is YouTube. So I wanted to learn Photoshop because Mom was taking photography classes and she was using it. I was like, well, what's that? So I kind of got into it. So I went to YouTube. And I said, well, how do you make a flyer? And I just watched the video and I go along with it. I learned how to make a flyer. Okay. So I kind of got into making the club flyers. I was the dopest one to do it.
And I remember that because you was making like for so many events and club events and parties and stuff like that. You did do a lot of those flyers. So would you say that's what really launched you into get like, oh, I can kind of do graphics?
Yeah. Okay. I was like, well, I know how to make a flyer, so now I offer flyers. So right. Everybody's saying, Jen's the flyer girl, she's the flyer girl. I was like, yeah, I do flyers. Right. So
to this day, you still do flyers, so that's dope.
Yeah, on a different level, but yeah, I do flyers still. Then I was like, well, I can make a banner. And I know you just change the dimensions and it's the same concept. And if you can put an event and highlight it on a flyer, then take away all the background and effects and stuff, that's a logo. So if you put it on a blank background and move it around, you're making a logo the easy way, text-based logos. So just being curious and watching YouTube and going on Adobe's website and being a nerd and a geek that I am, just following tutorials taught me how to be a graphic designer, and it's opened up a lot of doors for me. And I had problems in the beginning, like pricing, because I'm like, I do it so fast, and like I didn't go to school for this, but people are like, you're so dope, you're the dopest. I'm like, am I dope? I don't know. So just over the years, I've grown the confidence to be, a dope graphic designer that's self-taught, and I'm in my own lane. And a lot of people do stuff by the books, and people that go to college for it, they're like, I don't know if you're doing that right, but it gets done and it's dope.
So I like that. I love that story because I feel like there's so many ways to get to the goal. Right. There's a lot of journeys that we could take. You can go this way, you can go that way, you can go this way. And the journey you took might have not been structured out a certain particular way. You might not have got these certifications, but at the end of the day, you're still getting the job done. Yep. So I feel like what I want to tell people now here is, like, if you are self-taught, if you are, one of those people that's kind of building your own brand up, confidence is major key. Yeah. Just like you said, when it comes to pricing and things like that, you want to know your worth. You know what effort you put into it. You know what energy you put, time, and even sometimes money. So when you are doing that, remain confident in your price. Don't lowball yourself. Because there's a lot of people that will take advantage of you just because, hey, he's doing it for free, he's doing it for cheap, he's just whatever it is. with no intentions on seeing you get anywhere else but where you're at right now. So what I really gained from what you're telling me is stay confident, even from day one. Even if it's just with your flyers, master the flyers, stay confident, build off of that, get into the banners, get into the, different stuff, and then continue to grow it, because now you're building websites.
Yeah.
So tell me about that, because I don't even know how I would begin to start building a website. There's coding and all this different stuff, and I know how to work, I know how to get on the website and buy some stuff. But tell me how you got into building websites and how that works.
Well, first I again went on Google and started learning how to use to code. So I learned HTML and CSS, and it was a lot. But you really need that under your belt, even if you're using platforms like Wix or Shopify, because you can start with a template and design it out, but there's still things that you can add in to create unique qualities and features that make your brand unique and cohesive. So you can still go in the back end and code.
Right.
So I just was watching YouTube. And
YouTube University!
Yeah, that's the go-to. Google
Shout out YouTube, man. I mean, I learned a lot on YouTube too, man. I don't know how to build a website, but I changed the alternator and, did a couple other things. So yeah, YouTube is dope for those purposes, man. There's ways to figure it out. So
there.
As far as brand consultant, I guess I have to give my testimony.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Again, going back to the fact that I'm not that tech guy, I have a lot of creative ideas. I can draw, you know what I'm saying? And I can kind of sketch it up and put the vision out there. And maybe not even the total vision, but a concept.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I've been doing that and bringing it to you. And you've been bringing it to like a total vision, like bringing it to fruition, like exceeding my expectations every time.
Thank you.
And so as we grew, I started to realize like, okay, this is a particular skill. This is a job. This is not only just a job, this is a career. Like, and I'm so blessed to have you being my sister that hones those skills, and we've been able to, so since we're only 11 months apart, we've been able to work real closely on a lot of things. And so that's why I want to really big you up, because when it came down to the Underdog clothing brand, even the hot seat design, anything I've done with my barbering, my business cards, my anything, I've had these visions or these concepts and I've given it to her and she's totally brought it to fruition. And that brings me to the brand consultant part of things. Because I've literally seen you build brands up, starting with me for sure. I don't know if that was the first time you ever did that, but for me, it was the first time that I knew you had that much experience and knowledge in that area. And it really put my mind at ease, being somebody that's trying to build a brand, to have somebody this skill to be able to just kind of guide me in the right direction. Kind of pull those things out that I wasn't even thinking about. You know what I mean? A lot of times when you're a brand, you're like, okay, what's my logo and how's it gonna look and all this stuff. But you haven't patented in anything. You haven't gone in and done the paperwork. So it's like your concepts will be stolen in a heartbeat. And we've been through that kind of stuff. So when it comes to brand consultant, tell me, your passion for that, because a lot of times people only put energy into something that they feel is gonna bring them back the bag, shall we say. I'll put this energy in because I know I'm finna get this bag. And when you do this work with these brands, you do get a bag. But then essentially what they get out of it is, I would say, bigger. Tell me how you come with that much passion to help other people bring their vision to life, and some of the people that you work with, like some of your most projects that you're most proud of? I would say. Let's talk about that.
So I got into branding because graphic design, after years, people got smart and started coming up with apps and websites like Canva where people can do their own graphics. And I kind of got scared. I was like, well, this is kind of my lane, and now it's being shaken up by, apps and computers that can do it for you. So that's what got me into just researching about branding and what it really is, and marketing, and really what is a brand. Because, we didn't know what brands were like 10 years ago. It's a company. This is, Coca-Cola. But just knowing what a brand is really intrigued me. And just being a super creative person, I'm able to work with so many brands because I have thousands of ideas that go through my head. And I've tried to do a lot of them. I've really tried. I've done a lot. But just having that super creative thing that I have, I've always been able to see, gifts in people and see their purpose and bring it out. I naturally can just talk to somebody and just listen to them and be like, you should do this, you should start this business. And I'm like, I should, but how would I get started? And I just spew out all these things and it just gets crazy. So brand consulting for me is fun. It's my passion because I understand how to build out a brand, because it takes being super creative, super dedicated, and just putting everything out on paper and mapping it out until you have this brand that's unbreakable.
Gotcha.
So,
okay, so what I think is cool about that is everything else that I asked you about, you kind of reverted back to Google, YouTube. That's how I gained the experience.
Right.
So brand consulting and your passion to help other people is something that I would say is a gift from God. That because I said, not many people are willing to do that. They don't care less if your brand works out or not.
Right.
They don't have as many ideals. They're not running your mind. Their mind's not running like you. So you're built different, and that's what I really just salute about you. Because I'm like, how the heck is she making bad body scrubs and websites and shea butter and just like so many different things, building other people's brands. So one thing I did a little research, and I know that you work with Nick Cannon.
Yes.
In some branding things.
Yes.
So tell us about that experience and how that went.
I have a client, they were looking for an intern. So I applied, they hired me, I've been working with them for like 4 years. So they moved out of the managing of artists and stuff, and they went into vegan restaurants. So they collabed with Nick Cannon, and they called me up. They're like, hey, we need you to brand us. And I was like, what? Nick Cannon? I was like, okay, yeah, that's dope. So I put together a logo in less than an hour, and it was approved and paid for. And Nick Cannon was like, this is dope. That's how it got started. Then I did their menus. I did all type of different collateral for his brand, and now they have almost 3 different restaurants.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So what kind of questions, what kind of briefing do you have to do with this person to be able to, because I know I've always just been like, yo, Jen, I really want to make this shirt, and I want it to look like this, and I want it to kind of have this and that, and then you come and you grab all of these graphics and fonts, and you take the time to do that and put it all together. And you said you did this in an hour.
Yeah.
So
I understood.
how does that right. You understood that assignment.
Right.
Okay, so is there certain questions that you gotta ask to understand the assignment? Is it because you've done so much research and you have so many things built up to where you can like, okay, I got that, put it all together, and bam, here it is.
Right.
Or because I know every time when you come to me, it's like 3 different designs, and I'm able to pick like, oh, I like this, but I don't like this about it. Can you add that? Or I love this one. Well, actually, this one's perfect. Never mind. You know what I mean?
Right.
So with that, how are you able to just come up with those concepts that fast? Is it?
Just listening to the client, knowing the demographic. They said it's a vegan restaurant that's going to be in Hollywood. So I took it as upscale, luxury, but still a household name. And most of my clients, they already know, like Jen already knows, Jen got it. So sometimes I don't have to ask questions. I always do to respect people's vision for their own brand. Like, do you have a concept? Do you have colors and Most people are like, no. Some people that do, but just over the years, I've noticed people don't have a direction for their brand. So that would usually make people think that makes my job harder. But for me, that gives me creative control to build out this brand and show people how to work it. Because then it's much bigger than what they might have thought of, and it just puts people on fire. Like, oh my God, like I didn't even think of it as this. They were thinking on a small scale. I also learned that people just want to see their name typed out.
Right. I think I was one of those people. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh, that's hard. You can put it in any font and slap it on the shirt. And I'm like, oh, we got a clothing line. It's bigger than that, people. It's bigger than that.
I never wanted to be that person. I wanted to put real thought into it and make timeless brands that people don't feel like, oh, I have to go and revamp and rebrand, and this is not fair, and now I don't understand, and I'm not gonna go back to her because she should have did it right the first time. Right. I like to get it right the first time, and most of all my concepts get approved the first go round because I just understand the assignment.
You understand the assignment.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, man, like everything that y'all see hanging up here, man. These hot seat shirts, the hats, everything, man, she's been a part of designing every bit of it. So I want to definitely shout you out and thank you so much for always supporting my visions and helping bring them to fruition. And I really do recommend anybody that's trying to build a brand or even has just a concept for a business card or a website or anybody that's an entrepreneur trying to build something up, and even if you're not an entrepreneur, if you're on a larger scale, Nick Cannon is big. Shout out to Nick Cannon. Shout out to Wildin' Out, Chico Beans, Carlos Miller, DC Young Fly. People that I definitely admire. I watch their podcasts and everything. Milana DeRuse. So it's never, once you get going, the sky's the limit, man. So. Yeah. I really, I encourage you to reach out to Global Eminence, aka Amazon Monroe. Either way, tap in with her if you're trying to build a brand, if you need some business cards, a website, a banner, a flyer, anything, or if you want to get some of this
souffle.
This souffle with that whipped body polish. Tap in with her, man. She's doing great things. And that's what we're about here, is promoting small businesses, entrepreneurs, struggling artists, ambitious musicians, whatever it is that you do, we want to put a spotlight on it because I feel like together we're a lot stronger. And, just having somebody that kind of believes in your vision is just extra motivation to keep you going. And so today, I'm really grateful that my sister was able to be here so that we could talk about a lot of the awesome things that she's doing that may not everybody not know about, maybe just don't understand because, she has a lot to bring to the table, and that's why we have to break it down in all these different sections because she's doing a lot of great things, just like a lot of us. And if you're doing them behind closed doors, we would hope that eventually they come to the light. But now we're trying to speed that process up by creating this podcast that will elevate our people, uplift our people, motivate, encourage,
Putting fire under your behind to be the dope person.
It's the hot seat, baby. It's the hot seat. So, man, if you out here in this world and you staying stagnant and you're not getting any different results, what you want to do is keep pressing forward. It's like laying one brick at a time, man. If you just get up and do a little something each day, eventually it'll grow into the bigger goal. So stay moving, man. Stay grooving, man. Stay positive, brothers and sisters. Let's get it. I want to thank you again for taking the time to be here on the podcast. We've talked about the entrepreneurial spirit and some of your entrepreneurial endeavors. We talked about the graphic design, the web design, some of the brand consultants, some of the people you've been able to work with through this journey. At this point, what I want to make sure that everybody has is your information. where can the people find you? Give them your Instagram, your social media handles, your websites, and any other information and any other things that you have going on in the future you want them to look out for.
Okay. Well, if you want to shop my plant-based skincare line, you can find me at FemTonic, which is FemMetonic, and that's on Instagram and Facebook. Trying to start a brand and you want to use me for some services, you can find me at GE Business Styling, and that's G as in George, E as in Edward, Business Styling, and that's on Instagram as well.
Yes, sir, buddy. Man, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Hot Seat, man. Stay tuned. It's the Hot Seat, where we're talking hot topics. We're talking hot. Everything's hot, all right? Now get out of my face. We out of here.
Go get the money.
Go get the money.